They have not chosen me, he said, but I have chosen them. Brave, broken-hearted statement uttered in Bethlehem. I could not have told it, but since Jesus dared, sovereign, know a daisy, thy dishonor shared.
If ever the lid gets off my head and lets the brain away, the fellow will go where he belonged without a hint from me. And the world, if the world be looking on, will see how far from home it is possible for sense to live, the soul there all the time.
I saw no way, the heavens were stitched. I felt the columns close, the earth reversed her hemispheres. I touched the universe, and back it slid, and I alone, a speck upon a ball, went out upon circumference, beyond the dip of bell.
He put the belt around my life. I heard the buckle snap, and turned away imperial, my lifetime folding up. Deliberate as a duke would do, a kingdom's titled deed, henceforth a dedicated sort, a member of the cloud. Yet not too far to come at call and do the little toils that make the circuit of the rest and deal occasional smiles to lives that stoop to notice mine and kindly ask it in, whose invitation know you not, for whom I must decline.
Is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard and sore must be the storm that could abash the little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, yet never in extremity it asked a come of me.
The poets light but lamps, themselves go out. The wicks they stimulate, if vital light. In here as do the suns, each age a lens, disseminating their circumference.
I think to live may be a bliss to those who dare to try, beyond my limit to conceive, my lip to testify. I think the heart I former wore could widen till to me the other like the little bank appear unto the sea. I think the days could every one in ordination stand, and majesty be easier than an inferior kind. No numb alarm, lest difference come. No goblin on the bloom. No start in apprehension's ear. No bankruptcy, no doom. But certainties of sun, midsummer in the mind. A steadfast south upon the soul. Her polar time behind. The vision pondered long, so plausible becomes that I esteem the fiction real, the real fictitious seems. How bountiful the dream, what plenty it would be, had all my life but been mistake, just rectified in thee.
We should not mind so small a flower, accept it quiet, bring our little garden that we lost back to the lawn again. So spicy her carnations, and so drunken reel her bees, so silver steal 100 flutes from out 100 trees, that whoso sees this little flower by faith may clear behold the bobolinks around the throne and dandelions gold.
To own the art within the soul to entertain, with silence as a company and festival maintain, is an unfurnished circumstance. Possession is to one as an estate perpetual or a reduceless mine.
To be alive is power, existence in itself, without a further function, omnipotence enough. To be alive and will, 'tis able as a God, the maker of ourselves, be what? Such being finitude.
'Tis little I could care for pearls who own the ample sea, or brooches, when the emperor with rubies pelteth me, or gold, who am the prince of mines, or diamonds, when I see a diadem to fit a dome continual crowning me.
'Tis little I could care for pearls who own the ample sea, or brooches when the emperor with rubies pelteth me, or gold, who am the prince of mines, or diamonds, when have I a diadem to fit a dome continual upon me.
To try to speak and miss the way, and ask it of the tears, is gratitude's sweet poverty. The tatters that he wears, a better coat if he possessed, would help him to conceal, not subjugate the mutineer whose title is the soul.
My soul accused me, and I quailed, as tongues of diamond had reviled. All else accused me, and I smiled. My soul that morning was my friend. Her favor is the best disdain toward artifice of time or men. But her disdain 'twere lighter bear a finger of enameled fire.
These are the days when birds come back. A very few, a bird or two, to take a backward look. These are the days when skies resume the old, old sophistries of June, a blue and gold mistake. O fraud that cannot cheat the bee, almost thy plausibility induces my belief, till ranks of seeds their witness bear, and softly through the altered air hurries a timid leaf. O sacrament of summer days, O last communion in the haze, permit a child to join, thy sacred emblems to partake, thy consecrated bread to take, and thine immortal wine. To venerate the simple days which lead the seasons by, needs but to remember that from you or I they may take the trifle termed mortality. To invest existence with a stately air needs but to remember that the acorn there is the egg of forests for the upper air. The fascinating chill that music leaves is Earth's corroboration of ecstasy's impediment, his rapture's germination. In timid and tumultuous soil, a fine, estranging creature to something upper wooing us. but not to our Creator.
Heaven is so far of the mind that where the mind dissolved, the sight of it by architect could not again be proved. 'Tis vast as our capacity, as far as our idea. To him of adequate desire, no further 'tis than here.
It is easy to work when the soul is at play, but when the soul is in pain, the hearing him put his playthings up makes work difficult then. It is simple to ache in the bone or the rind, but gimlets among the nerve mingle daintier, terribler, like a panther in the glove.
How soft this prison is, how sweet these sullen bars. No despot but the cane of down invented this repose. Of fate, if this is all, has he no added realm? A dungeon but kinsman is, incarceration, home.
If pain for peace prepares, lo, what Augustan years our feet await. If springs from winter rise, can the anemones be reckoned up? If night stands first, then noon, to gird us for the sun, what gaze, when from 1,000 skies on our developed eyes noons blaze. The difference between despair and fear is like the one between the instant of a wreck and when the wreck has been. The mind is smooth, no motion, contented as the eye upon the forehead of a bust that knows it cannot see. To pile like thunder to its close, then crumble grand away, while everything created hid, this would be poetry, or love, the two co-avail. Come, we both and neither prove, experience either, and consume, for none see God and live.
The fact that earth is heaven, whether heaven is heaven or not, if not an affidavit of that specific spot, not only must confirm us that it is not for us, but that it would affront us to dwell in such a place.